Is it evening?
Hmm?
It's not evening yet. It's afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon, America. It's raining outside.
We're away from home.
Away from home, we're in the Greensboro. Going to see the tax man on today.
Accountant, not the tax man.
What he doing?
Well, yeah. I guess he's the tax
He
man.
the tax man to me. All right.
We're here to talk about where I don't really want to talk about
Don't
it.
want to talk about it.
But-
Definitely want to talk about it.
Because it's not the first time we're talking about it.
Yeah.
It happens a lot now, seems like.
Yeah.
The Florida shooting.
Florida shooting. Okay.
Another school shooting.
Another school shooting.
And
Wow.
what's the narrative again? We got to do something
About these guns. Gun control. It's up in the air again for debate, like it always is. So many angles going on in this shooting as well. You know, you got kids coming out. A lot of kids that are being interviewed aren't being put on mainstream media, so they're not showing you a lot of things that they're saying about what actually happened when they were actually there. No one wants to really get their side of the story, especially the ones who are saying that if a teacher or some of the staff had a gun to
this
be able to
wouldn't
stop
have went
it.
as far.
This
Now,
wouldn't have went as
not
far
that
as
it
it
would have been totally
Prevent it.
stopped to prevent it, but it would have stopped a whole lot earlier than it had.
And I just want to say something completely, just to before we even start talking about this, even if there were more regulations being put in place, that wouldn't have prevented it either. You know why?
He's a crazy
Because he
person.
would have gotten the gun illegally. But anyway, yeah.
People gonna get their guns regardless. Only way you can stop guns from existing is to stop guns from existing, which is impossible.
Impossible.
You can't do it. They're gonna be here regardless. Now, the person that wants to kill somebody, they're going to kill people.
Exactly.
They can make bombs now. It's on YouTube how to make bombs. You can find anything on the internet.
Exactly. Yeah.
If someone wants to do something crazy, they're gonna
People
do
just
it.
died today. What was it? A helicopter crash or something? People just, it's like 13 people died, 15 people injured. What are you gonna do? Regulate helicopters now? And what are you gonna do?
They're
You
gonna
can't stop
do
people
it.
from dying. All right.
Now, when cops stop people with guns, what do they use? They use guns.
Equalizer.
It's an equal playing ground. Well, you sit up there and say, okay, there are no guns allowed in this school, and then you don't have a metal detector there to make sure no one has a gun that comes in there, or you don't have armed guards at the school to make sure that there's an equal playing ground when someone comes in with a gun. You set yourself up as a sitting duck to die.
Exactly.
Then you send your kids there. There was one lady on there telling President Trump like he needed to do something about it because we send our kids to these institutions to die. You sent your kid there
Yeah, I heard
knowing that there was nothing there to protect your child.
I heard a lady say that as well. She was like, "Oh, people saying that this shouldn't be a debate about the guns, but I beg to differ because I'm just sick of it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of sending my child to school every day just to be afraid of them dying." Do you know what the problem with that statement was, young
You
lady?
sent your child to the school.
You sent your child into a place in which you are afraid that they could lose their life, in which their life was in danger. You sent your child to a place like that. That was your call.
We put too much emphasis on the state and on our government to protect us.
Exactly.
That's the main issue. We
That's the
don't
biggest
feel like
issue.
we have to protect ourselves. Now, it's my duty and my job as a father and a husband to protect my wife and my children.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job. And if I cannot protect them, I am useless. So why give my job away to a government that can't do it? They can't protect you. Why? Because that's not their job.
Exactly.
As a parent, it's my job to protect my child. That's my child. My child does not belong to the state. My child belongs to me and my wife.
Exactly.
And it's my job to protect them. Now, if I give them off somewhere and send them somewhere where they're not protected, that is my fault.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at the school. When you send your child to school, you just look at your jobs. I mean, people who have jobs. You go for this job interview. You sign your name down on this paper, and then you're working for this individual. They technically, to an extent, own your behind. But just same thing with school. When you send your child to school, pretty much you're putting your child in the care of people that you really don't even know. You don't know what their views are. You don't know what their opinions are on certain issues or whatnot. They can be teaching you to tell your kid anything, but half the time we don't even know.
It's okay to not know if you're a boy or a girl. That's
okay.
normal.
We accept.
That's another video.
We accept. But that's the thing. You don't. They don't. It might not even line up with your spiritual views, your values, your morals. But that stuff is being implemented to your child's brain because you send them to that place every day. They spend more time with you. They spend 8 hours, 8 to 10, maybe 11 if they have sports events or something that they have after school. You send them there every day,
and they see you for about 4.
Maybe. Maybe they see you for about 4 hours. And then half that time, you're not even really spending time with them, sitting down with them. What did you learn today? Trying to figure out what was implemented in them today and trying to counteract that. No, you just sit down. You may have a dinner. Then you may, talk a little bit or whatever, watch a couple of TV shows together. And then you send them off to bed. And then up the next morning, you send them right to the hell again.
Now, when you send them there, not to say that you're sending them with the intention of them to get hurt. Of course you're not. But the fact is we've been bred and we've been conditioned to think that the government is all powerful and it should be there to protect us, and that is not its job. It cannot protect us, not unless it's some foreign invader. Now that's different. But this is on our own soil. People, like, we understand that these places are not safe. They're not safe. Why? Because they're not protected.
Exactly.
These places are not protected because we sit back and let them not be protected. Public schools, you can't have a gun there now. At my house, if I don't believe in having guns, somebody come in and they're going to have a gun and they do something, it's still up to me to protect my family.
Exactly.
Even if I don't have the weapons to do so, I still should try to protect my family. And that's my job. Now they want to tell us, the government wants to tell you that that's not your job and you should let us do it.
Exactly.
They're doing a very horrible job of doing it.
Terrible job. Regulate all you want. And even before Obama left office, they were saying that they were trying to look into fingerprinting certain guns. You would have to pretty much get on the registry, and then everything would be fingerprinted. So,
you talking about the smart guns?
The smart guns. They were trying to make smart guns.
That's retarded.
That's ridiculous.
That is retarded.
Exactly. That's ridiculous.
If I'm not at home
and
my gun is set to my fingerprint, how in the world can my wife or my child that's of age use my gun to protect themselves? They can't.
She would have to get registered.
She would have to get registered.
And that's against the 4th Amendment altogether. I mean, privacy. Why? And the thing is, that was a thought in the person of the free world's mind. That was a thought in people's minds to actually do that to us. And the more these shootings take place, the more of these shootings.
Think about it though. So is this.
Exactly. I know. That's what I'm saying.
And we fine with this now because it's a part of our lives.
It's a part of our everyday lives
to give our rights away.
And they're thinking about doing the same thing with our only line of protection, really, the guns. They're actually thinking about doing it. And the more this stuff happens, the more people's hearts get softened to the idea, and they're going to start doing it. I mean, we're obviously moving into, the whole Western world. I mean, we're moving into being like places in Europe, places like Australia.
To a giant police state. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be a point in time. I think that's what it comes to, where we're not gonna have guns to protect ourselves. Even though the crime rate in places like Australia stuff is still up, people are still doing things. You go to Europe, people are blowing people up.
You don't need a gun to commit a crime.
And even if you didn't have, what are you gonna do? Just take all the guns in the world and just pile them up and send them off? And what are you gonna do? You can't get it. It's made from materials on Earth.
You can make it again.
And if you take it away from the people who can protect, guess who's gonna have it?
Criminals.
The criminals.
Because they don't care about your freaking law.
People are too focused on the gun. You're focused on the look
at the individual that committed the crime, not the daggone tool they used to commit it.
They say, this individual was, they start looking until he was psychotic or whatever. The individual, he was.
He
was hateful. That's what the heart is what's evil.
I mean, you always had crazy people. Even back in the day, you had crazy people. And kids used to go to school with their little 22s to go hunt after school.
Exactly.
But they didn't go in there shooting up the school because they actually had respect for their elders and the other people around them. But right now we're on a self society. It's all about me and nothing about nobody else. We don't care about other people, and we don't teach our children to care about the well-being of other people.
Exactly.
So if I feel this way, I should take as many people with me when I go.
Yeah. I mean,
our society was jacked up.
Definitely. That is what the problem is. That's why I say I don't see how people can, especially prominent members in our society, can just really stick it to an object.
Because it's easier to do that.
It's easier to do that, but
it's easier to blame an object than to really deal with the real issue that our society is. It doesn't. But it gives the rules and gives the disguise of I'm doing something about it. I'm addressing the issue.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're addressing a farce, and it's not the real issue.
True. And that's what makes it so sad. The individuals who actually come up and say, who actually argue against guns, those individuals, 9 times out of 10, they haven't done any research about the statistics of guns all over the world. They haven't actually looked into like what actually the comparisons of what kills people. They haven't looked in a situation like this. They don't actually look into other factors. They jump on the gun. They don't look into other factors that may have affected the individual. Like, how was his home
rearing.
situation?
How was he
raised? How was he brought up?
Was his father there?
What was implemented into his mind? Yeah, was his father there?
Was
his mother
there? I mean,
was he fostered?
There's a whole lot of different.
Was he beat? Was he raped?
Things that go into this. Was he bullied in school?
Was he bullied?
Now, the bully thing, everybody been bullied. I think they put too much emphasis on it. It's a part of life.
But that also got to do with how you're raised.
Yeah,
who's
true.
telling you?
Folks ain't built to deal with it.
Exactly. Who's at home telling you, hey, look, deal with it. It's okay.
Exactly.
That words don't matter. You can be a millionaire one day. Why does it matter that this
He
shot? He's talking about you right now.
Don't worry about what he's saying. If
Look
he
at
put
me.
his hands on you,
I'm balling. You can be
knock
balling
his
like
lips
me.
off.
Exactly. Smack
Knock his lips off. Smack them off.
Don't kill him.
Smack his lips off.
But yeah, the way the things that they don't have confidence. These the youth these they don't have confidence in themselves. They don't have it. It's all about self. We teach us to be all about self.
But really, it's all about the like button.
Confidence.
You ain't really It's all about outside validation. It's not about self.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't,
about validation from
you
other
need
people.
Somebody else to validate you.
Exactly.
And when
that's
you don't have that, you
worth.
get mad, depressed, and you just feel like no one.
And then you blame the other people for not giving you that validation.
Exactly. Self-validate yourself. When you wake up, say, yeah, I'm cool, I'm good. Hey, I'm a good-looking guy. I'm going to go out and I'm going to take on the world today. I'm going to be successful today.
Not go shoot up a bunch of kids.
And in my life, you know.
He didn't die.
He didn't die, but still, his life is over.
His life's over. The sad thing is, we're going to have to pay for this joke to live.
We're going to have to pay for this joke to live.
I say string him up. Kill him. Hang him up by his balls if you have to.
Hey,
Kill him. Castrate him and make him eat him. I don't care. But he needs to die soon because you know he did it.
I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I can't be 100% sure on anything these days.
Yeah, true.
You can't be 100% sure.
But
I'm not saying he's a government shield or anything like that, but
it's
they done some
known that
stuff.
he did it, and you know he did it, they need to kill him quickly and not have us sit there and freaking taxpayers pay for him to live.
Yeah, we can go a whole different route too with it being tax season.
Yeah, but it's getting a little long here, so we're going to cut it short. Don't blame the gun, blame the individual holding the gun.
Once again, and we'll probably be talking about this again.
Oh, it is coming back.
It's always going to come back. It's always going to come back.
They're going to keep opening up gun-free zones.
Exactly.
Don't come here, criminals, please. Like they kill.
Continue to fight for the Constitution, guys.
With these. So that hopefully,
prayerfully,
we never have to use these. Peace.